Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to give you the cheat code on how to buy NFTs effectively. So I'm going to teach you the difference between maximizing profits, maximizing returns, and walking away with a loss, right? Because let's be honest, the reason why 99.9% of you are here is because yes, you would like to be a part of a great NFT project, but let's be honest, you want to see profit or you want to see your NFT appreciate in value. And that's some of the things I'm going to touch on today. Now, the first thing I'm actually going to touch on is having a plan, right? And I'm going to be completely transparent in this video. It's not a one size fits all approach because it's going to be subject to your own financial circumstances. It's going to be subject to what you would like to achieve in the space, etc. So for example, me personally, I do best by scouting the best NFTs and holding them for some time, and then obviously making a nice return on them. As Crypto Skulls, that's one of my most legendary picks. I bought that 10 months ago in March, and I'm going to explain why, because it ties into one of my strategies. But price literally went up. Sales volume went up 3 million% in January, right? And I'm going to show you how I did that in this video. But you don't always have, and just to say, the inverse to that is some people have an approach where they literally scout a project, get in at mint. Once it's on OpenSea, they dump it on the market, right? To make maybe a 3x, a 2 to 3x, 4x return, etc. Right? That's some people's strategy. Me personally, I do not do that because it's subject to so many different variables. And my strategy works for me, and I believe my strategy will probably work for the majority of people rather than, literally just gambling on an NFT, pumping in value and then dumping it on an NFT on OpenSea. But that's just each to their own, right? So have a defined approach to what you would like to do. Have a timeline, right? And the reason why you want to have a timeline is, I'll give you an example. Let's just go to this project here, right? Which is doing pretty well recently, has done pretty well. And I'm going to show you guys why having a defined strategy is important. Because let's say you bought this at mint. I'm not sure what the mint price is, but when it launched on OpenSea, it was 0.4 ETH, right? And this was November the 30th. And from its launch date on OpenSea, it pretty much started trending towards the downside, right? And it went as low as 0.10 ETH, right? In fact, lower than that, 0.08 Ethereum. And as you guys can see, from November, pretty much down the whole of December. And then of course, January is where this project starts to take off again. But I just want to show you guys something important. If your plan was to sell on OpenSea, yes, you would have made a profit to begin with. But if you tried to, let's say, scalp it at this point and your plan was to get in and out, well, you would have lost your money basically, right? And this is because you're trying to make money within the space of a few weeks, right? And unfortunately, December didn't perform. But guess what? If you had waited for January, you would have seen price start to take off again. And then, of course, you hold for longer. And now, where we currently are is 2.79 Ethereum, right? So, and to put that into perspective, that's over $8,000, right, guys? So this is what I'm trying to say, guys. If you just look at every single project from a quick flip perspective rather than the long-term potential, you're never going to be successful at this, and you're never actually going to maximize gains in this space. So this is a live example of why you want to be you want to have a more methodical approach and have a roadmap and timeline for yourself. Now, of course, the guys that held on probably started selling at this point, and a nice $8,000 profit. You can't go wrong with that. But many people are probably going to hold this because they see it trending towards the upside, and maybe their plan was to sell it around 4 Ethereum, which this particular project looks like it's heading to, right? So that's just an example there. So have a strategy and have a timeline, etc. And of course, if you want to learn more about this, I suggest you all join our NFT group using the link in my description. That's CC NFTs. Currently, it's 50% off. I suggest you all join that. We have some nice NFT picks in that group. So guys, click the link in my description and join us today. Let's put it this way. It makes more sense to join a community of professionals rather than just speculating and gambling on the market and losing thousands of dollars, right? So think about it like that. So let's continue, guys. So now that we have the rule number one, have a strategy, have a timeline, let's talk about how to actually scout NFT projects. So once you have your personal strategy or personal approach, then we have to look at how do we actually find these NFT projects. Now, me personally, I look for projects with a community. What does that mean? An organic, growing community. I'm not interested in celebrity-backed projects. I stay well away from them because they're usually pump and dumps, right? You can't name me one celebrity-led project that has done historic gains or has performed extraordinarily well. If you know of one, please comment below, and please do not tell me about a project that, you know, went from, let's say, 0.2 ETH to 1 Ethereum and now it's like 0.5 or 0.10. I'm talking about a project that has done similar to Bored Apes, etc., right? Or Crypto Skulls, and the list goes on and on. I mean, even if we look at the top 10 top projects, none of these projects are celebrity backed projects. So I stay well away from them because they have no historical success or, you know, timeline for success, right? So I look at community backed projects. And how do I do that? Let's say I hear about a project, or I'm looking at projects because, of course, guys, I'm studying the sales volume as well, and the tool I use for that is called IC Tool. So I'll study sales volume to see what's, you know, currently trending, etc. I'll click on the project. So let's say I want to click on the project, and let's just, whilst we're at it, we might as well just go back to this project, and then I'm going to go to well, typically here it would have a Twitter page, a Discord, there's Discord here, the Instagram, the socials, and I want to look at the organic approach to every community, right? I'm not talking about people that are buying followers, fake engagement. I'm going to look at the organic engagement. I want to see if this is a community-led project, and the reason why I'm looking for that is because of the growth, right? If it's an organic project, the community is growing organically and people are excited about the project, then it's more likely to increase in value over time. Whereas if it's just a quick hype project, they paid for marketing, they paid for celebrity backers, well, guess what? Once the hype is finished, this is where you see rug pulls. And I'll show you another example of this. Let's just go down. There's actually a few projects. Let me just show you guys one. So Crypto Bats was one. Again, Ozzy Osbourne, a celebrity backed project. So this project, again, of course, Ozzy Osbourne behind it, so people are going to rush into it. Price essentially started at 2.2 ETH. In fact, this isn't even a bad example. This chart looks fairly decent, actually. So this doesn't count. This chart does look fairly decent. So yeah, we'll use another example. Let's just have a look. Which celebrity-backed project do we have that we can have a look at? See, most of them have... let's have a look. Okay, let's look at Slim Hoods, for example. This isn't, I don't believe, a celebrity-backed project, but I did look at this recently, and I want to show you guys just the timeline. I haven't looked deeply into this project, so I'm not saying this is a bad project, but I, of course, was studying this dive, and this is what typically would happen with celebrity-backed projects or projects without community. You see hype. As soon as the hype dies down, you see a massive dump in price, right? And that's typically what we want to avoid, and that's why I'm focusing on community-backed projects, etc. And of course, I'm looking for the best possible price, which leads on to my final point. And I'm probably going to do a more broad video for this just to go more in depth. That's going to be in CC NFTs, so make sure you join that today. But I'm just giving you guys roughly what I'm looking for, and I hope this has been informative for you guys so far. But of course, the last point is do not chase hype. Never chase hype in the NFT space. If you want to make money, you want to make real money, do not chase hype. You want to have a more methodical approach, strategic approach, and shrewd approach to buying NFTs, and you will succeed. If you're just chasing every wave of hype, you're going to get dumped on every single time, right? And I'm sure if you're watching this, you've probably experienced that. I, on the other hand, haven't, because of this strategy. Now, leading to my last point, and it's actually one of the most important points of this video. And essentially, guys, when you're buying these NFTs, you want to look at, and I want to say this in the best possible way, so you can all understand it. How do I put this? You want to make sure that the NFT that you're buying is, number one, above board, right? So the problem with OpenSea at the moment is some of the products that you're buying, unfortunately, are rug pulls, are scams, are copies of other projects, right? And unfortunately, a lot of people are, completely just being scammed, right? Which is a sad reality. It's extremely sad. So you do have to be very, very careful in the NFT space, especially as this market is growing. You're going to see more of that. And the way you can avoid these is obviously by looking at the more verified projects, the verified collections. And these typically have a blue tick on them. However, guys, and this is what I'm trying to put into words, you can't just chase blue ticks, right? Because the project that you're buying now without a blue tick could end up becoming a blue tick project, right? So do keep that in mind. Of course, you want blue tick verified projects, but of course, and this is a classic example of a project that's taken off at the moment. And let me just go show you guys a timeline of this project. So December the 23rd was launch, and this has literally gone from 0.5 Ethereum in December to 4.9 Ethereum on today, 17th of Feb, right? And this isn't a verified project, right? So do keep that in mind. Not every single project is going to have a blue tick next to it. And some of the best projects do not have blue ticks next to them. So yeah, do keep that in mind. But as they develop, they will become blue tick projects. And an example of that would be, where are we? Let me show you guys an example of a good project. The last example wasn't a good one, because obviously people do know about the ins and outs of this, right? Okay, I'll just show you guys. Let's go to Monkey Genesis. Cool Monkey Genesis. This is a product that is really starting to has performed really well so far since its launch. And again, you can just see the timeline from its launch to how it's performed. Of course, it's seeing a dip in price, but this is a product that is growing, a growing community, right? So sometimes you want to make bets based on the community, etc. And you want to make bets on this. As it takes off, community grows, it then becomes verified, right? So you're not always going to be able to just tap in immediately to verified projects and make the best possible returns, right? Because by the time you're buying a verified project, the move could have already gone, right? Like Clone X, this project, Mutant Apes, Bored Apes, etc. That's it for now. I think I'm going to do a part 2 of this video because I have missed out on a few things. If you did enjoy this video, please let me know in the comment section. Join the NFT group today, guys. Link in my description. And I hope I've helped some of you guys so far, because I know a lot of people are struggling with just the key fundamentals that I've mentioned so far. But if you want to see a part 2, comment below, click the link in my description, join the Telegram group, and remember guys, nothing that you saw in this video is financially advised, so always make sure to do your own independent research. And remember guys, win but stay safe, right? Be careful of those rug pulls, be careful of the scammers. With that being said guys, seize the day.